Good morning. Good morning. My name is Thelma Scott, and I'm the founder and host of Embracing Diversity Show. And guess what, you guys? We're going to have a ball today. It's a beautiful day outside, and I tell everybody, tomorrow's not promised to any of us. And I am so glad to wake up this morning and see the beautiful sunshine today. And I have my beautiful host, my co-host here with me today, and they're going to be telling you a little bit about themselves. I'm so glad to have my Dr. Cynthia Allen and Dr. Chris Noble, and over here we have Miss Sunshine Maribel, and at the while, she's going to be doctor at the while. All right. So they're going to tell you a little bit about themselves and what we do. Now, guys, this is our radio talk show, and these ladies are very special because they talk about special things that I have them talking about. And Cynthia always talk about women that's being abused and domestic violence and human trafficking. She talks a lot about that, and she also talk about what she does for the blues, and I'm one of those blues, and the people that she honor every month. And Chris is our breast cancer host, and she does that every month. She talks about breast cancer, and it's so important, you guys. She has a story to talk about today, so please listen, because breast cancer is so very important that you take breast cancer, your mammogram, for the rest of your life. It's so important to do that. Also, Maribel is our person that talks about jobs. She has a staffing company, so she's a person that you can contact on our show if you need to call in and ask her some questions you can about jobs. She's here to help our high school kids, our young adults, and old adults. She's here to help everybody. So that's her job as being one of our hosts. She's our job search host. She can tell you where to find jobs. Go straight to Sunshine Incorporation, right? Or LLC. Personnel Solutions,
there
right?
You go.
Okay, at this time, I'm going to turn it over to Sunshine, and she's going to tell you a little bit about her and what she does as our host for the Embracing Diverse under the umbrella of Safe Diversity. Thank you.
Absolutely.
All right, take it away.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today we're actually doing it at a different time, so thank you for the ones that are seeing us today. I am woman business owner of Sunshine Personnel Solutions. It is a staffing company. We're located here in Houston, Texas, providing personnel to many different industries and also blessing people with employment opportunities. And this is what we do each and every day, 7 days a week, 24 hours. We are able to bless people with employment opportunities, whether they have a clean background, misdemeanor, or felon. If you have just come out of prison, we're open to you. If you just graduated or looking to change careers, as well as you just got a degree, we're open to you. And search us up, www.sunshinepersonnelsolutions.com, and we're always looking for our next candidate, or to be able to bless our employers with our next top talent candidate.
Cool. All right, sounds great. Okay, Ms. Noble, can you take it away? Dr. Nobles, can you take it away?
Certainly. Certainly. It's so nice to be able to get my soapbox out and stand on it and talk to you ladies and gentlemen about breast cancer.
Yes.
And how the Rose can help you.
Right.
Unbelievably to me, this is the beginning of my 12th year at the Rose.
All right, let's give our hand.
Yeah. Who knew?
A 12 year. 12 years.
My boss asked me what I thought I was going to be doing in 5 years, and I looked at her and said, working at the Rose, unless you know something I don't know.
That's right. Unless you know something she don't know.
Unless you know something I don't know.
Right.
Anyway, darn it all, guys, we just are not getting our women in to get those mammograms.
Right.
And the first many years that I was at the Rose, I would meet women who would, whoa, there goes my mic. I would meet women who would say, I just don't want to know.
Right.
And I got to tell you, I thought they were pretty stupid.
Right.
And I use that word in my head a lot.
Yeah, you got to know. You need to know. Yeah.
But I could never figure out what that was about, really. Mm-hmm. And so let's fast forward to 2020. Mm-hmm. Kind of the end of 2020. I'm feeling a little bit yucky. And I call my doctor. She says, well, maybe he sounded like he got a cold or something. So go get some Mucinex. Call me next week and let me know how you're doing. So I call her next week, and I said, I'm not any better. And she says, well, Chris, maybe you should take a COVID test. Mm-hmm. And I sat on that, I said, okay, hung up the phone. I sat on that couch and I said, I'm not going to get a COVID test. I don't want to know if I've got COVID. And then I got to call this person and that person and that. And I mean, I think the Lord said it's time for you to understand, Chris. So girls, I got it. I did not have COVID. But I went through that sitting on my couch thinking, I don't want to know. I don't want to have to tell people and go through that and and all of that. And I finally kind of knew in my person what was going on with you two.
Right.
And I think what I said to myself is, okay, Chris, suck it up. And I went and got the tests out of my, I had a bunch of them because they send them to old people every 6 months, I think.
I know.
If you need one, let me know. They send them to old people all the time.
I know.
Anyway, I went in and I took my test and I did not have COVID. But I realized what you're going through and what you're thinking now when you say to me, I don't want to know.
I don't want to know.
And I get it now.
But it's important to know.
But, there's always a but.
Yes.
But it ain't your grandma's breast cancer anymore.
It's not.
Wipe that image of that woman hugging the toilet, being so sick. That's not reality anymore if you're getting that screening mammogram.
Right.
We have the technology to diagnose breast cancer so tiny you can't see or feel it, doesn't require any chemo, no radiation, nothing, except you got to come in every year and get that annual screening so we can catch it at that level.
Right.
And it's curable.
Yes.
So we got to give ourselves, ladies, a chance to be cured. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, I have more good news. No, I have more bad news. We're diagnosing women in their 20s and 30s.
Yes.
If you're of that age or you know someone of that age, you need to let them know they need to pay attention.
Yes.
Pay attention to them.
So important.
The girls, and if they look different today than they looked yesterday, tell your mom, go to your doctor. Don't wait. We're diagnosing these women in their 20s and 30s with stage 3, stage 4 breast cancer. Mm-hmm. And it breaks our hearts. It just breaks our hearts when that happens. Mm-hmm. So our hearts are the rose. We're 37, I think it's 37, maybe 38 now. Year-old nonprofit whose mission is no woman dies needlessly of breast cancer just because she doesn't have health insurance.
Right.
We operate on a really cool model. 3 insured women make it possible for us to take care of and give a mammogram to an uninsured woman. And if that woman is diagnosed with breast cancer, we get her treatment. Right. We get her treatment. Breast cancer does not have to be a death sentence at any stage, really.
Right. Yes.
It's not your grandma's breast cancer. Okay. Unfortunately, another set of bad news is that you're never too old to get breast cancer. I'm telling you about the young girls, you're never really too old. And a lot of women who are my age or older will ask me, well, when can I stop getting a mammogram? Mm-hmm. And my answer is never. If you can catch something at stage 0 and stage 1 and fix it easily, why would you stop?
Right.
Now, yes, maybe when you're 100, I'll give you a break. But really, forever, because we can fix it. Actually, now I'm not going to tell you that because I don't know if this is really true or not. But I read a lot of things that people try. But there's a lot of research going on and a lot of products now. Some women don't even lose their hair. There's some techniques you can do where they don't lose your hair. So it's not your grandma's breast cancer anymore.
No, it's not.
If you are a woman, you need to pay attention to them. And you need to let your friends know this because they're probably not listening to me. And like I said, I told you all kinds of bad news. But the good news is there's help. There's help. The Rose has 2 locations. Right. One, 45 in Fuquay, the other 610 at Bel Air Boulevard. We have 5 motor coaches that go to over 62 different counties. We perform 40,000 mammograms a year, and really only diagnose 400. So just because you're getting the mammogram doesn't mean you're going to be one of those.
That's right.
Okay, so the Rose, and I'm Chris Noble. And if you want to reach out to me, it's cnoble@therose.org. If you're scared, you haven't had, this is your first one, reach out to me. I'll meet you there. We'll do this thing together.
We'll talk it over.
I'll introduce you to all my friends, and they will take good care of you, and I'll be there right with you, whether it's a follow-up test or whether it's your first mammogram. So it's cnoble@therose.org. And just think of me as your big sister.
All right.
How's that?
Give it to me.
There you go, baby.
Dr. Allen, she's going to tell us a little bit about our kids that's being bullied and a lot of our students that's been in the human trafficking and drug trafficking out on the streets. So she talk a little bit about that once she talk about herself. Okay, go ahead.
To introduce myself, I'm Dr. Cynthia Allen, president of C. Allen Productions Unlimited.
Yes.
I am.
Can you tell us what C. Allen Unlimited do? Because not people don't know what it does. Can you tell?
Well, we do. We do
everything.
Promotions.
Promotion.
My next
Did y'all
event-
hear that? She said promotions.
Yes,
Okay.
my next event is going to be February the 17th. I partner with an organization in Nacogdoches,
Okay.
and we will be honoring people in the community like Harlan Brooks from the Harlan Brooks Barbecue, people
right.
that have passed on, but also people that are there still today that are
Right.
doing great things in the community.
All right.
So that's one of the things that I'm doing, and I'm also a part of Sugar Baby 24-Hour Safe Place, which is helping people with, children and women of domestic violence.
Okay.
And I'm also a part of Safe Diversity.
Yes, ma'am.
So I've been
Scholarship
doing that for
committee.
years.
Yes. All righty.
So that's a little bit about what I do.
Okay. Now we're going to turn it over to our other co-host, Dr. Leona Fillips, and she's our disability representative for our talk show, and she's going to tell you a little bit about what she does at her law firm and her part that she plays with Safe Diversity under the umbrella here. All righty?
Hi, and I'm sorry I was late, a little late today.
Well, we understand you're an attorney, so your time is
I did have
always
court
up and down.
this morning.
Now what have you done?
Right, yeah.
I have a consult later today,
Right.
after the show. And pick up Jonathan, so I'm still on mommy duty.
Yes, okay.
But I'm Leona Phyllis with Phyllis Law Firm, and we focus on helping families with children with special needs.
Right.
We help families who have children who may need assistance getting guardianship over them whenever the kids turn 18 and they still need their parents' help.
Right.
We help them talk through different strategies to preserve eligibility for different government benefits.
Right.
And there's so many government benefits that a lot of our families don't know about, so we try
Right.
to educate
Right.
families about the waiver programs, SSI and Medicaid. So I have a great team of people, and I have a lot of family or friend connections in the greater Houston area, including Mrs. Thelma Scott with Safe Diversity Communities.
Yes.
And because of our partnership over the years, we've been able to reach out and hopefully positively impact dozens or hundreds of
Yes.
families, giving them information to help with their children to meet their needs, financial needs, just emotional needs,
Right.
all types of things. Mrs. Scott was talking about bullying and, unfortunately for a lot of our kids with disabilities, that is a daily occurrence in some instances. So we have something called J&J Autism Voices.
Yes.
So that is a part of Safe Diversity Communities. Zenova Williams and I have children with special needs, and her son Josiah and my son Jonathan are working together to reach out to others in the community who may have autism and just give them a safe place to talk about their problems.
Right.
Maybe play some video games. We're exploring Discord and trying to meet up and stuff. And I don't know what all of that means, but but we have these initiatives that we're able to fulfill because of Safe Diversity Communities out there in the public with the different community members, reaching out to others in the community who may be in need, like some of our older population, where we
Right.
try to reach out to them on a regular basis, and just as something as simple as sending a greeting card or a
Right.
holiday card, and letting people know
Yeah.
that they are
Being loved and they're not forgotten.
They are loved.
And they're not
Yes.
forgotten.
So that is a little bit about Leona Phyllis and the Phyllis Law Firm and JJ
All right.
Autism Voices.
All righty. Thank you, Dr. Leona, Attorney Phyllis. Right now, before we get started going to our show, because we have some very important stuff we need to talk about today, but I need to bring our number one DJ and let him come and say hello to everyone right quick before we get started. Okay. The Deep,
Yes, ma'am.
come on in and say something. Hello.
Hello, ladies. How are y'all today?
We're wonderful.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year. It's always great to be here. I love hearing you guys every time you guys come in.
Right.
And shout out to everybody who's just, trying to make the best version of themselves every single day. Love you, ladies. Love you, Miss Scott. And
Okay.
it's always good to have you guys.
All right. Thank you so much, Deep, and thank you for every month for taking your time out to be our DJ. Number one DJ. All righty.
Don't make you do it again.
I know it. Listen, guys, today is a very important day, because today I would like to talk about, and I have some data that I want to talk about, and I want Leona to read it and talk a little bit about it. It's so important is that a lot of our students in our low to moderate income families, they don't know what LNG is, what an underground storage tank is, what a concrete batch plant is, right? They don't know what those things are. That's very detrimental to our health. And on a couple of weeks ago, Sandra, Scott, and I, we was in New Orleans we witnessed the history. And while we was there, we met a lot of advocates, and we was on a march from downtown Louisiana in the quarters of Bourbon Street, whatever it was, march all the way to the Civic Center, where the LNG was having a conference. So we was there to fight that and to make sure that President Biden got the ear, that he was hearing what we saw. And we had maybe about almost 10,000 people that was there. So it was amazing that we marched on this. And it was history. So Sandra and I, Scott as we were part of that history. And that following Friday, he put everything on hold, right, till they investigate, because, you guys, this chemical, until you're breathing, you have to know about it, because it's killing people around the world, right? And I live next door to a Superfund site, and I've lived there for 10 years. So I had to become an advocate to fight for the people in my community. Yes. And also, I'm from Missouri County. I grew up in Angleton, Texas. And one thing that I can say, that I've been sick all of my life. All of my life I've been ill. From 5 to 12 years old, my brother had to give me blood transfusion for me to live, right? And I just buried him last month, right? But I have to talk about this because his blood runs warm in my body, and I'm alive because of him. So I have to talk about it, because I've lost so many family members in Missouri County, so many family members. And I have to be an advocate and an activist for this, to fight against this. And I'm going down fighting, you guys. I may not make it to the top of the hill, as Dr. Martin Luther King said. I may not make it all the way with you, but I'm going down fighting.
There you go.
Fighting LNG, and to make sure that they don't continue to be a plant that's detrimental to our health. And it's toxic chemical, you guys, so you have to know about it. So educate yourself, read up about it, and know what it is. But Sandra Scott, as one of our head person for our Environmental Justice Committee, and she's at a meeting. She wasn't able to make it here today, but Leona's going to kind of take her place and kind of read up and kind of educate everyone on what LNG is and what a fun site is, and knowing about what's around you, and be educated, because these plants are in low to moderate income families and Black and indigenous people's communities. So we have to know what's going on. So she's going to be our spokesperson for that, and we're probably going to have some people calling in about that. So we just want to dedicate our next next 30 minutes or whatever time is to talking about LNG and some stories that you may have. So if you know of somebody live by one of these plants or something, please call in and tell us your story. And we'd like to support you in whatever we can, because we're out there as a group of people that's fighting. And we're going to be leaving out on Wednesday, going to Washington, because we want to be sitting there when President Biden make his decision, what he decided. because he put everything on pause. But we want to know what his decision is on Friday. So we'll be sitting there at the White House on Friday morning, listening to his decision. And so I want you guys to listen. It's a very important radio show today because it's talking about life. We're talking about saving lives. Okay, turn to Phyllis. You want to take it away? Because a lot of them don't even know what underground storage tanks is. Can you kind of read that?
I know.
Okay. I'm going to let her do that. I don't have my glasses, but she's our spokesperson for the day. So
All
take it
right.
away, okay?
So there's obviously been a huge concern in the past few decades about fossil fuels and the effects of producing those fossil fuels. For a long time, I was an oil and gas attorney where
Right.
I would basically gather information, review files, figure out and tell the developers who to pay and how much when they're going to go drill.
Right. Mhm.
And so that sounds easy enough. It's just researching to see who owns the property. But after that, I was done. I walked away. But the people who lived there on site weren't able to walk away from whatever happened because of production in their either on their land, or now we have something called pooled units where you may have a large group of acreage where it may have a lot of different owners, and it may be up to like 720 acres in one unit.
Right.
And you have drilling in one part or more of that 720 acre unit. You may also have drilling that goes down different levels because you may end up hitting a shale, or you may end up hitting some different areas and different levels where you have different production.
Can you kind of tell us a little bit about that definition that they gave us about the underground storage tanks? Fossil
So
fuel.
one of the things is after they get that production going, they may not need all of it at one time. So they may have underground storage tanks, USTs. And so there needs to be a place where either the natural gas or the petroleum is going to be housed.
Right.
And what we're finding is that a lot of these underground storage tanks, there's not a lot of oversight after they're filled as to, you know, are they leaking?
Right.
What do we know about these storage tanks? They are available for you to look at on the GLO website, the General Land Office, but you, the landowner, may not know that there is a underground storage tank on your property because you may have signed, or maybe your parents or your grandparents who owned the property before you may have had a lease years ago. Just, you know, briefly on one section of the lease, it says that you give permission to have underground storage tanks on your property.
Right.
You may not even know it's there.
Right.
And so leaking underground storage tanks can pose health and environmental risk. The common causes of the underground storage tank leaks are corrosion of the steel products, the lines, the fittings, the tanks, there may be leaks from dispensers. You may actually see that there maybe the developer is trying to access whatever's in that tank.
Right.
And so then they may have dispensers and may have people come out onto your property to access that tank and then remove whatever is being stored in there.
Right.
But you may not know. So it's very
Education
interesting
is the key.
and scary
Education is
that
key.
you know, you may have this on your property. And so what do you do about it? What can you do about it? You may
Right.
not know your neighbor has an underground storage tank that is leaking corrosive and dangerous chemicals into the water table.
Right.
And so you'll see that I don't know if there's concerns about cancer clusters.
Yes, it
It's
is.
damaging the soil, which then in turn damages the crops, damages the wildlife and the people around it. So I understand that there is a huge concern over how these underground storage tanks, when not taken care of, will definitely pose huge risk to people. Now, Mrs. Scott was talking about Biden and his administration.
Yes.
And one of the things that of recent developments is that the Biden-Harris administration has a temporary pause on decisions for United States exporting something called LNG, which
Right.
is liquefied natural gas.
Right.
So in order
So
to...
I want everybody to listen to that. Say it again. Kind of just repeat that again for people can know what that is. Because a lot of people don't know what LNG is.
LNG is...
And how dangerous it is.
liquefied natural gas.
Okay.
And so there are countries that obviously don't have the petroleum products that we do here in the United States, and they may convert the gas to liquefied natural gas, transport it to whatever tanker
Right.
is going to then take it down to whatever country that may be on the receiving end for this LNG.
Right.
So that's a lot of activity dealing with this chemical that could cause extensive pollution. If there is a break in the line transferring the liquefied natural gas or the petroleum product into the tanker or through gas lines,
Right.
to the factory where they're refining it. All these things can cause problems. I don't know if anybody remembers when we lost, the United States lost a contract where we were going to transport gas that they pull from Canada through certain lands
Right.
down here to where we would have the refineries to clean it up because it was a dirty petroleum. I can't
Right.
remember what it was called exactly. And
Right.
there was just going to be so much damage just to even put the lines down.
Right.
And then once you have a break in the system, due to corrosion or just an accident, tree
Right.
falls, I don't know.
Right.
The impact in that area is so significant. And so these decisions on whether or not we're going to continue with the use of fossil fuels, or if we're going to maybe try to go to a more other source, that would be helpful for us if we were educated. And so one of the things that Mrs. Scott is very big on
Yes.
is education.
Education is
And
the
if
key.
you have any input, anything that you want to talk to us about regarding LNGs or USTs, we're at 713-974-4000 on Radio DeBong for the Embracing Diversity radio
think
show.
so.
But one of the things that
Turner Phillips, hold on. I
we
think he
have a
has someone
call?
who. Melanie. This is Melanie Odom from Missouri County, diehard advocate for LNG.
All right.
Okay, so can you go ahead and put her on? Okay, Melanie.
Hello. Yes.
Okay, go ahead. You on, sweetheart. This is Melanie from Missouri. She lives in Freeport, but she's going to give you a little spiel on what's going on and what we're going to be doing this week and all. And I'm one of her community partners, and she's one of my community partners. I'm so honored to know her and work with her. We was together. We was together in New Orleans for this march. So, go ahead, Melanie. You on?
Okay. Yes, I'm a director of a group called Better Brazoria, Clean Air and Water. Sorry, there's an echo. But, and we've been fighting Freeport LNG here in our area since 2006, actually, when it was an import facility. But anyway,
Yes.
in 2019, it became an export facility. And so they had an explosion June 2022. But all of the frontline leaders up and down the Louisiana, Texas coast have been fighting for, demanding that President Biden and the administration and the Department of Energy, what we really want is them to ban all LNG exports. But Friday we got some good news. President Biden announced that they were going to do a temporary pause on permitting any LNG export facilities. So what that means is we have 7 LNGs right now on the Louisiana-Texas coast, and we have 8 that FERC and DOE have already approved. So unfortunately, those 8 can go ahead and start construction. But the pause that was passed Friday or discussed Friday will put on hold 17 more new LNG facilities, what we called a build-out. So some of us, including Dr. Scott, are going to D.C. to do a press conference with some of the 60 Democratic Congress people that signed a letter for this pause. And it's a celebration, but also we're going to go talk to more of our Democratic legislators and tell them we got to push for a complete, total ban of LNGs on the Gulf Coast.
Great, great, great.
Oh, okay, Melanie, thank you so much for that report. That's great. Is anyone else on your team or would like to speak or say anything, Melanie?
Well, we do have a Better Brazoria board, and I did let them know about it, but they, hopefully that your next radio show call, they do have questions and they'll get on next time. But thank you for this conversation, because my community in Freeport is a sacrifice community. We're an EJ community, mainly people of color and very low economic. And every single place they build these LNGs are environmental justice communities. And that's terrible.
Yes, it is. And Melanie, and that's where in 2021 my niece lived. I lost my niece to cancer that lived there, and now both of my nephews live there. They're in Freeport, so they're going to be fighting along with Melanie to fight against this LNG, because I have family all over Brazoria County, and I have lost so many family members there. I can't even count how many family members I've lost to cancer there that lives there, and they have reported Brazoria County as a cancer cluster county. So you know that's got to be serious. So we're coming together to fight, and Safe Diversity will be doing a Safe Diversity, a Brazoria County chapter there, working along with Better Brazoria and her team to be able to educate the people in the community about what's around them and what they need to know, because it's education is the key. And a lot of our people, low to moderate income families, and just black and brown people, we perish by the lack of knowledge. So that's one thing that Safe Diversity is one of our campaigns, and we'll be pushing really, really big is on LNG. And hopefully that they won't have to go through what I'm going through it, because the tanks where I live are already there. We're just trying to fight to make sure that they can be able to service them and make sure that their permits are up to date, which they're not. So we are working really, really hard. So we're ready for the next call. Okay, Deep, ready to call. The next call can come in. Thank you, Melanie. Thank you, Melanie. We'll see you later. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Scott.
All righty.
Thank you. Just safe.
All right, so we have.
So we have another call?
Couple of. No.
Okay.
All right. So.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
If you had,
Chris, you were
go ahead,
saying
Kristen.
something.
Go ahead.
I want to share
Everybody can
something.
say
It's not on point, but it's real close to the point.
All right.
Most of the work that I do for the Rose, I'm in the black community.
Right.
But last year I was going to speak at a couple of elementary schools where I knew that most of the
Hold on just a minute.
The children.
Is that the call? Need to speak? Yeah. Go ahead. Hold on. Let
Hang
this
on,
call.
I'll be back.
Okay. Go ahead, Ken.
Hey, congratulations.
This is Kim. Roxy. This is
my
daughter.
Kim.
This is my daughter.
This is my play daughter. Hey, baby, how you doing? I love you.
I'm great. I love you too. I just want to call in and say hello and thank you so much for everything you're doing and continue to do. I know you have been a role model for me. And I just want to say thank you, because a lot of people don't get to come back and say thank you because you affect so many lives. I know my mother is there, Chris Noble.
Yes, ma'am. She's here. Always.
always standing in the gap. And I'm not sure if she's made a presentation yet.
I haven't made it yet. I was hoping that you would call.
She wanted to wait till you called before she did the presentation.
Because, you know, Miss Scott,
Okay.
Miss Scott's made a mistake.
Oh.
She thinks that we're going to give her $1,000.
Yes.
Well, we're not.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
We're
Okay.
giving you $1,500.
Oh!
We're giving you $1,500.
We had a meeting this weekend, and we decided that we needed to fund another scholarship.
Oh, nice. All right.
Right, baby?
Yes.
Thank you, my
yes.
baby. Thank you so
Yes,
much.
yes.
I'm sorry that I didn't get a chance to come on Saturday. We had an event, and the council member came out to our program, and she wanted to see what we do at the park. So
Yeah.
we didn't leave till almost 3 o'clock, and I know you guys are probably gone. But thank you so much, Kim, and I love you very much, always.
I love you much more, and keep going, and we're going to keep raising the awareness also in the resources. But thank you so much from everybody who doesn't get a chance to say thank you.
And thank you so much, and thank you for the prayers. Also for my other play daughter, Cherise. Thank you guys for the prayers. I really appreciate it, and I love you guys.
Hey, safe travels, my darling.
We love you
And
too.
safe travels back
Safe
home.
travels.
Thank you, Mom.
All righty. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Okay.
Made my day. She made my day. Okay, Chris.
I said, we can tell her she's wrong. We're not giving her $1,000. We're giving her $1,500.
Okay,
Anyway, back to my story.
go ahead.
So I was invited to speak at 2 schools that I knew were predominantly Hispanic.
Right.
So I said, maybe I need to find out a little bit about their statistics because I didn't really know that.
Right.
So this is the one that stuck with me. Latino Hispanic women living in the United States have a 20% greater.
Who is that called?
Hang on,
Okay,
let me
Sandra.
finish this. I'm almost done.
Let her finish.
Okay.
Just hold on. Go ahead.
Hispanic and Latino women living in the United States have a 20% greater chance of getting breast cancer than their counterparts back home.
Oh, my God.
Oh, are you
Not 2%, 20%. Why? Why?
No, you
Food?
tell us.
Food, environment. They may not have all those LNG storage places everywhere around their houses
Right.
or in their country.
Right.
So it's frightening to me to hear that statistic. I don't know how we could figure it for other groups, but that says
Right.
everything.
Everything. Yeah.
I mean, we're kind of doing it to ourselves.
Right.
And so pay attention to what's going on in the world
Right.
and what's happening in our country because it's going to affect your family
Right.
one way or another.
It is.
It is.
All right.
I'm done
Okay.
with my
Okay.
story.
Okay. Now, Miss Sandra Scott. Miss Sandra is one of our head people from our committee for our environmental and climate justice committee. So, okay, Miss Scott, you on?
Uh-oh, the 2 Scotts. We are in for it. Mrs.
Hello?
Sandra Scott, you there?
You there, Sandra?
So you know these 2 ladies, Sandra and Thelma, get in trouble when they go off.
Okay,
to
well,
these,
she's texting me something here.
conventions. That's
Hold on a
right.
minute.
Yes.
Oh,
Are you
I
on?
hear. Okay.
I hear you. I hear you. Go ahead, Miss Scott. Dr. Scott.
Oh, can you please go ahead and call us right back? At the radio station, it is 713-974-4000. And I showed up late, but did I miss out on Sunshine talking?
Yes.
You did?
Oh, okay. All
gave
right.
us
I'm telling her to call back now.
All right. 'Cause
Yeah, Sunshine done did
had-
her spiel. She's
Uh-huh.
a job person for
I know.
for our high school, college, and adults, and anyone that need a job.
And
Right.
that is so important in our community.
Okay, got her?
I think we have Miss
Okay,
Sandra
Miss
Scott.
Sandra, Dr. Sandra Scott, you on?
Okay. Am I back?
Yes, go ahead. We
You're
hear
on
you.
the air.
You're on the air.
Oh, okay. Okay. I am so sorry because I'm looking on my laptop and trying to multitask so quickly.
Go ahead.
Yes. Hello, and thank you, Dr. Thelma Scott, and thank you for all the work that you are doing. And so
Uh-oh.
all right, so there's feedback, so I do apologize for that.
Go ahead and
But
turn
yes,
down your radio, and then because that'll give you the feedback.
A radio.
Okay, so I'm very happy to be a part of the team. I'm the Louise to the Thelma and Louise, and we're all about the advocacy for environmental equity, because we know that communities of color, particularly black and brown communities, are adversely affected. And so we are here for the cause, and we know that the impact in our communities in particular are greatest. And we have to always remember that we must speak truth to power. And that is what we are doing through Safe Diversity and the programs that we are wanting to do or continuing to do. And two of the things that we want to focus on is education and advocacy. And while we are glad that President Biden has announced a temporary pause on pending approvals of some of the LNG exports, that's liquefied natural gas, but we still want to make sure that our voices are known and the voices in the community are known, because a lot of people are not aware of what's affecting them and affecting their health. And a lot of times when they find out that they are being affected, it is too late. Too late because it's in the soil, it's in the air, then it gets into your lungs and skin, and et cetera, et cetera. So what we are trying to do is to subvert this, or at least halt this, and let the public know what is going on. So I'm glad to be a part of the call.
All right, Sandra, thank you so much, and we love you much. Attorney Phillips, she's going to take it over for you, because you are going to be every month, you'll be our environmental justice representative. But thanks so much for Dr. Leona. Attorney Phillips is doing it for you. She's got some wraps up for she can do if you want to listen to what she's going to wrap up. But she's done a wonderful job, and thank you so much, Dr. Attorney Phillips. Okay, hold on, Sandra. Thank you. We have another call coming in.
Oh,
Okay,
actually, that
go
was
ahead.
Miss Sandra Scott. Thank you so much for all of your work that you're doing. And this is kind of a new project for embracing diversity. We've had Reverend Caldwell talking to us about the impacts of pollution in our communities. And, you know, we've been learning, or at least
Right.
I have, over the years, a little bit more about how these toxins that you find in the LNG production and transportation, the toxins that are leaked out from underground storage tanks, how all of this is impacting different communities. And Safe Diversity Communities is trying to educate and help
Right.
people self-advocate,
Right.
and getting in front of politicians, getting in front of your community leaders, is important to express how you don't want this to happen to you, your neighbors, your loved ones. You don't want to have these cancer clusters in Brazoria County.
Right.
And yes, we have a different way that we can get an energy, clean energy. We can
Right.
get clean energy. And thankfully, we've had some progress under Biden to protect some of our land, some of
Right.
our water. That's very important. We have an environmental justice agenda, which is not just being discussed, but being acted upon.
Right.
And it is up to you to look at Safe Diversity's websites, our colleagues and our community partners' websites,
Right.
to get information, go to these town hall meetings, and get educated. And that
Right.
is one of the big
Yes.
big things that Mrs. Scott has been preaching to us for so long.
But we perish by the lack of knowledge.
Yes, we do. Yes.
Okay, I want to say something. I wanted to ask our other host here, is there any way that, because she has such a huge followance, and I want to know, Sunshine, is there anything that you do to help us promote this through your e-blast. Maybe once a month you can invite someone from the environment justice group of people to speak on behalf of this, because this is black and brown. This is a lot of people that need to be educated, and we need to find a spot wherever we can. Is that something you'd be interested in? Because there's so many. That's why I have a speaker about environment justice every month.
And absolutely, we can
Yes,
do
sir.
a lunch and learn, but besides that, we can actually extend the invite.
We can just extend the invite. They can come to your events.
Yes.
So you already got your event, so I want to invite them to your event and have us say something when they introduce themselves about it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And we do have events. We have the Women's Group. We have the Sunshine
Yes.
Coffee, Sunshine's Champions Networking Breakfast, Sunshine's Cocktails and Conversations. And as a matter of fact, I did partner up with BNI and Dylan with the financial advisor, which we're having our next event, and y'all are welcome to come.
Cool. When is your next event?
Our next event will be next week on February 15th at Kirby Ice House at 3300 East Side. We would love to see you there from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m.
Okay.
We get all kinds of employers, entrepreneurs, from someone owning a printing company to an attorney, financial advisor. So definitely come and connect. But this is so important to build your knowledge and connect with the people that are the experts. And yes, thank you so much for the opportunity. And of
Yes.
course, safe diversity communities is, we're extending the invite to employers to partner up to be able to bless a student with a scholarship. And it's so important to be able to bless students. It's a big motivation. It's not just a scholarship, but it's a motivation for them to continue their education. So
Right.
we're here to be able to cooperate, collaborate, and being able to extend the invite to you. So follow us on social media, follow Safe Diversity.
Can you give them your website?
Yes, my website is www.sunshinepersonnelsolutions.com. Phone number is 832-863-1090. Our corporate office is on 45 in Parker, 150 West Parker Road, Houston, Texas, 77076, Suite 605. And we post everything on social media 7 days a week.
Okay.
Throughout
And
the day.
can you
So-
tell me a little bit about your e-blast every week?
Absolutely.
Okay.
We do have an e-blast. Over 10,000 people do receive our weekly newsletter. If you are looking to receive that newsletter, reach out to us. Send me a text to the number that I just stated, and I'll
You
repeat
need to
the
tell
number.
them, Sunshine, tell them how much it costs to do this.
Oh, if you're, it's free for you to receive the newsletter. It's a free e-blast you receive. Not only
if they
with-
want to do an ad. No,
with
they want to.
Sunshine's events, but it's throughout the Houston, the city of Houston, Port of Houston, Metro, Save Diversity. But it is, if you're interested in promoting your business through our newsletter, it's $100 per month, and that includes 4 weeks. So that's just it's a great opportunity for you to
can't beat
brand
it.
yourself and to showcase your business. So if you are looking to expand your network, definitely connect with me, Sunshine Rodriguez with Sunshine Personnel Solutions. And I'm also a proud board member of Say Diversity Communities. And I'm here to be able to support them, support anyone. And if you are my follower, my colleague, support us, and being able to bless more students with scholarships. Our next event will be, one of our next events will be Saturday, July 27th. And if you're looking to have an exhibitor booth to expose your business, it's $150, which those are pennies at the end of the day. You will showcase and brand your business. Connect with us. That event will be from 11 to 2:30 p.m. We're looking for vendors. We have limited spaces, and it is a free event for you to attend. So we're looking forward to this event. Collaboration over competition.
Yes.
All right. Miss Cynthia's going to talk a little bit about the vendor booths, because she's going to be one of the coordinators coordinating the vendors. Okay, can you talk about the vendors and what they need to do on here?
Okay.
The deadline and all that on there. I think it's already on there.
Yeah, the vendors, in order to be a vendor for July the 27th, they can also go to Safe Diversity website and register. The deadline is July the 26th at 5 p.m.
And how much are they?
The vendor booths are $150. So if you're interested, go to that website and get registered.
Okay, and if they need some information, can they call you? Can you give them your phone
If
number?
they want to call me, they can call me at 713-204-9554.
And give them your email for that case. it
My
needs.
email address is callenproductions1@yahoo.com.
All righty. Okay, go ahead, Miss Chris. Mama has something to say. Go ahead, Mama.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just going to assume that let's just say I'm naive.
Okay.
And I'm not wanting to, I don't want to think anybody wanted to get us sick.
Right.
That wanted to put something in the ground that was going to get people sick. I'm just going to say nobody really wants to do that. But now that we know
Right.
that it's happening, and really the only way to stop it is to make people aware of it and go to Washington and talk to our folks.
Right.
All I wanted to say was pay attention to what the people you elect, the people you vote for, do. Because that's the
Let's
only
give a hand on
way
that.
we're going to change
right,
it.
Right. That's number one. Right, number one.
Pay attention to how they vote. We know this stuff is getting people sick.
Right.
How are they voting?
How they.
And that's, once again, me on my soapbox. But I just,
that information is available online.
there you go. So
You can go online and see
find
who
out
voted
how they vote.
Yes.
Because they're not voting to take care of you, but you're voting to get them in office. So
Right.
it's time to stop that and pay attention to how they vote.
Right.
Nice.
Go ahead, Attorney Phillips. Say what
Right,
you're saying
right.
because it's important that they
Oh,
know about the
yeah,
vote.
so
Go ahead, what you were saying.
Everybody needs to just
Go ahead and say what you were saying. They can
vote.
find it online.
Oh,
Go ahead.
yeah. So,
Go ahead.
Chris, I don't know what that website is off the top of my head, but when you elect when you elect people to Congress, you can see how they vote and
Right.
not just listen to the little blurbs that they have on the news or on social media. Dig down. I mean, I think it's just clicking on a website to see who voted and how they voted, because
Right.
sometimes they may choose not to vote at all,
Right.
and that is indicative of
Right.
of a no vote to
Right.
me. So that's just as bad. So, all right. Well, thank you,
So,
Mrs. Scott.
thank you, Leona, for that. And it's very important that we do watch who we voting for because of Houston don't have no zone, right? So they can build anything anywhere, right? Because I'm just petrified is because where I live is senior citizens, and they build a senior citizen facility next door to a Superfund site. All these underground storage tanks that's killing us all over there. So did I feel like that something, and they've got a car crushing plant next door. We're in the middle of it. So I think that's something that people need to be aware of. I'm going to be having a town hall meeting in my area across the street from my facility where I live on 15331 Kirkendall in 1960. There is a rehab center for kids with disabilities, a day rehab, that they have hundreds of students over there that they keep all day. So my girls went over and had a talk with the lady that's over it, that's the director for many, many years. She drive up and down Kirkendall every day and hadn't paid no attention to the tanks. When we told her about it, she said, where are the tanks are? Okay, they're underground. She said, oh, my God. She said, I know I've been smelling gas, but I know where it was coming from. I'm immune to it, right? So then that tells you that education is key. She's right there on Kirkendall, 15331 Kirkendall, where those tanks are. She don't even know that they there. She passed them every day for 20 years going to work and not realizing. If one of them blow up, we all gone.
Oh,
All the way to Walmart.
Chris
Probably
has
too.
All the way to Walmart. Too funny. I did find out how you can find out
Go
about
ahead.
how your elected
it up
officials
a little
vote.
bit.
You go to congress.gov
All right.
and click on the action tab. Pretty darn easy. Congress.com. Find out what they're doing and make them accountable and
Right.
and send them a letter or send them a text. It'll give you a way to do that.
Yeah.
Right.
And let them know what you want. Stop killing us.
Right, because this is about life. This is about life and death for so many people, right? And I'm so honored to be a part of the groups that Sandra Scott and I are on because we've been educated. What we learn, we come back and educate, right? Every month, you can be from now on, as long as I'm alive, there's going to be someone on our Zoom call with Attorney Phillips and Z talking about environmental justice and climate change, right? Because this education is the key. Because people are not aware. You'd be surprised people don't even know that they live by a concrete batch. What is that? right? Some of my kids thought I said, well, I live by a super fun site. Oh, Miss Scott, we come over there and have fun. No. Can't come over here and have fun. It's killing us over here. This super fun side is what's dangerous chemicals that we breathe every day. It's not clean air, so that's super fun side. So kids need to know that. That's why we have our students to do an essay every month, and they get paid to research about environmental and climate injustice. So that's very important. Okay, our time is up for today, but thank you guys so much. Let's give ourselves a hand.
Yeah.
I was so excited because I wanted to be, I wanted to be able to talk about LNG because it's so important that we educate the community. And since our show is international, and I hope people international was listening today because from education know this is about you. This is about your community and us coming together, fighting as a whole to stop this. Okay? Look up LNG and go and follow up what our President Biden has put. He just, remember you guys, he put on a pause.
Yeah.
He didn't stop it. Okay, listen to me. He put a pause and he didn't stop it. So I mean, we still, temporarily is temporarily. That means that, you know what, because you know the other party's going to be filing lawsuits, right? So we need to stay aware. We still need to fight. All right. Love you guys. Take care. Same place, same time next month.
No, not
Stay safe and enjoy.
Not same time.
That same time.
No, earlier time, different time.
Our normal time.
Hopefully. I mean, I don't know.